What is going on, gents? It's R.P.M. here, coming at you with another episode of Hockey Mask Time. Now, before I get started, let us bow our heads and recite the HMT motto, shall we? A man will only take so much disrespect, and it's only a matter of time before he finally decides today's the day. Gentlemen, this video is by special request. Now, you've seen J.R. Wisdom's video on this, and the Hodge twins have also covered this. So, of course, in the comment sections, HMT came up. And of course, like I said, someone requested me to do this video, so this video is for you, brother. Now, this article was published on January 13th, 2016. Jamaican man beheads wife after finding out their 6 kids are not his. Well, gentlemen, it appears that this woman will never be head of the class ever again. Now, let me just go ahead and say this right here. Woo! An angry man in Jamaica who suddenly found out that his wife had been cheating on him and that all 6 of the children in the marriage were not his, reportedly cut the woman's head off in a fit of deadly anger. No shit, Sherlock. See, this opens up a conversation that definitely should have been had long ago. However, I'm going to give you both sides, where men should argue and where feminists argue. According to the local newspaper reports in the South American country, the gory incident happened in St. Andrew, where the man, who was not named, decided on a DNA test on his children and realized that none of them were his. Apparently, in Jamaica, paternity fraud is absolutely fucking rampant in that country. However, there also comes the term called putting a jacket on a man, where women will knowingly get pregnant by somebody else, but then put that kid on their husband. Talk about absolutely a horrible situation. The woman, named Karen Rainford, was said to have later confessed to her husband that she had been sleeping with other men, resulting in the children, and begged for his forgiveness. But days leading up to the termination, her husband cut his dreadlocks and told people close to him that he would offline his wife, but no one seemed to take him seriously. When you look at this man's mugshot, he looks like a meek, mild-mannered man. However, there are 3 things that everyone should be afraid of: the sea in a storm, a moonless night, and the fury of a patient man. Let me reiterate. When you look at this man's mugshot, he looks mild-mannered, meek as hell. However, when a man is pushed beyond his point, his anger can go thermonuclear, like he did. Oh yeah, this man's anger was definitely explosive. A source said that what really angered the man was the fact that Rainford had often gone to his workplace to embarrass him for child support, knowing that he was not the real father of the children. So she decided to add insult to injury, literally rubbing salt into this man's open wound by embarrassing him and saying essentially that he was a deadbeat. Wow, this woman really was poking the bear. However, like I said, the end result was the bear came back and took her head. So coupled with the discovery, he was said to have beheaded her just like he promised. This man made good on his threat. Scratch that. He made good on his promise. He told people, this woman keeps coming around, I'm going to offline her. Guess what? She kept coming around trying to embarrass him. So yeah, he took matters into his own damn hands. Anyway, let's get to that scorecard, shall we? We have limited information, so I'm just going to make some assumptions. For location, going to say it went down probably at their home. I'll give that a 15. Method of execution. Obviously, sounds like he used the machete of malice. Psychological impact. I'm going to give this a 15 as well. And for the brutality factor, I'm going to give this a 20. So, let's recap. Location, 15. Method of execution, 20. Psychological impact, 15. Brutality factor, 20. Now, they did not name the man. So, of course, I looked at typical Jamaican names, and I'm going to call this guy Badrick the Beheader, and he gets a score of 70. Ladies, there's a phrase that we use. Mama's baby, daddy, maybe. This is an extreme case of that. You have to look at this man's mindset. When he sees those children, he sees 6 living, breathing results of his wife's infidelity. You have to be an extremely strong man to not go upside that woman's head. Not to say that this man was weak, but let's just go ahead and call a spade a spade. Now, we're going to get into a conversation, like I said, that should have already been had and hashed out. Paternity fraud. Now, when it comes to us men, we are far too fucking weak to actually stand in unison and say we need to get mandatory DNA testing pushed through. Why? Because every time, if you look in history, every time men have talked about either some sort of birth control for us men or mandatory DNA testing, what do you have? You have the feminists and their weak male lackeys who will come out and fight us tooth and nail. And of course, they will use an article like this for their argument as to why mandatory DNA testing should not come into play. They've always said this. Well, if mandatory DNA testing comes into play, then that could institute more violence against women. They always hide behind that word. And of course, us men in our natural protector role will say, well, we don't want anything to happen to women. No. Nope. Now, back in the day, on my first R.P.M. channel, I actually made a video called Women Are the Architects of Their Own Demise. That video was so hot that it actually got that channel flat out terminated. It did. But as we all know, women ultimately are the architects of their own demise, especially in a case like this. Now, far too many women, when you go back and look at what happened after the whole Roe v. Wade thing, women formed up like Holtron and lost their collective minds. And of course, some of their male lackeys joined in on the fray too. But yet, we still, as men, can never unify on a subject that far too many men have experienced. There are far too many men out there. I think right now the number is at 33%, but I'm pretty sure that number is actually higher. Here in America, 33% of men are raising children that are not theirs. And this society sees nothing wrong with it. Yeah, far too many men have been thoroughly cucked. And of course, if you make mention of that, then the ultimate gaslighting comes into play. You don't trust me? Oh my God, why would you want a DNA test? You don't trust me, do you? At this point, fellas, you should not trust these women. You shouldn't. Now, far too many content creators, whenever they say something that's pro-male, they have to preface it with something female. I'm not that guy. Fuck these women. Fuck them for all of their treachery, their debauchery, all the bullshit that us men have to put up with, but yet we refuse to stand against. Why? Because, if we talk bad about women, they're not going to give us any poon, or they're not going to give us any money. That is the only reason why women have their quote-unquote perceived power in any society. That is it. If we hold this one woman accountable, she might not produce children, and therefore the human race will be fucking extinguished. At this point, the way that things are going, maybe it is time for the human race to be wiped off this fucking planet. Society is going to hell in the handbasket any fucking way. So guess what? Yeah, maybe it is time to start holding these goddamn adult-bodied children accountable. Period. Point fucking blank. Well, I've rambled on long enough. Read the short article. Let me know what you guys think. Be honest. What would you do if you were in this man's shoes? Hey, I'm not saying he should have killed her, but I understand. I truly understand. And a lot more men actually truly understand. So, let me end this video with this. The true preface of HMT. HMT is a cathartic release for a lot of men who honestly wish they could go ahead and take matters into their own hands. But it is that restraint of men that lets a lot of women actually continue to walk this earth. It is what it is. It truly is what it is. And for you women out there who still think that paternity fraud is A-okay and men should not have any say-so, the power you think you have in that treachery is definitely going out. Feminism and the idea that men are not going to want to find out what we truly should know, that's going out right along with it. So yeah, men are going to find out one way or the other. And when that man finds out, whatever happens, happens. If he walks away, leave him alone. But if you keep pushing him, like she did this man, guess what? You might end up taking offline. And I will have absolutely no empathy, and I will have another story to cover. It is what it is. That's all I got to say for this one. R.P.M. I am out.
Woke up, murder on my mind, yeah. Losing all my hope, yeah. I'ma do the crime, yeah. Fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black pill. Yeah, fuck the red or blue, I'ma take the black